Right, hello everyone, here we go for some PSGL F2 action here on the Monday night. We're here at Suzuka. I am alone tonight. There's no one beside me like there was in Hockenheim. Schem's ready in the chat saying he's ready to bin it at 130R. Not only have we got the original F2 drivers in here today, but we've also got a few guest drivers filling in for available spots, because of course the turnouts in F2 have been pretty diabolical this season. We have a wet qualifying for me, second race in a row I've commentated on where there's been a wet qualifying. The guest drivers in here, I'll name a few. We have Ugi Azim, who I commentated on F3 last night, AMS as well, who I commentated on. Ushin McGill is in here, fellow F6 driver. We've got Flying Throne, the wise old head of his, racing here tonight, and also the big star for the future, Taze Leroy. Leroy Farmer is in the race in the Ferrari, and Lordy MK has just joined the session. He's commentated a few races this season, so I don't know what's going on there, unless it's guesting. Like last night, I'm gonna have NASCAR beside me on a NASCAR stream beside me because Talladega's on and I want to watch it, so I won't be paying too much attention to the chat tonight. Like if the rain didn't hit in Alabama, then it would have been a problem. But who will be the first to bin it here? We've got two cars coming out the pits at near enough the exact same time. There was Greeny LFC and Usher McGill in the Renault and the McLaren. Yeah, three pair of Uzim and AMS are in the Haas. We got CC Brain and Wommer as well coming around at the pits at identical times. We got the legendary commentator in the chat as well, Mark. We got Gaming Alamonda, who has come to drop in and greet us here tonight. And I'm going to send the links out, actually, because we might get some more viewers in that case. Of course, more drivers will probably mean more viewers. And of course, we are, of course, earlier than F1, an hour earlier in this division, which means that we are the only stream or league race currently going in PSGL at this current moment. And also, if you been away or living under a rock or whatever in the last hour or so, the new calendar has been announced for season 24. The pre-season race, I believe, is at Belgium. That's what I saw, unless that's the race of champions. The first normal race of the season is at Azerbaijan, which will be exciting. Then we're off to Bahrain for the second round. And also, if there's any new drivers looking to join PSGL for next season, the sign-ups have officially opened. If you're already a PSGL driver, you don't need to sign up again. I made a mistake of signing up, and I called myself a knob for that. But anyway, who's the closest to completing a lap? Is Jack at the moment for me. Yes, it's TTG, Jack and the Alfa Romeo. We got 5 viewers currently in the stream. I just want to make sure I actually shared them all to all the chats I'm in. Yes, I did. Cool. So we're gonna look at TTG Jack here, as he will be the first driver to set a lap in the Alfa Romeo, like I've just explained. Not running full ERS, you don't really need to in the wet. He goes pole, 139.4. And that's the Toro Rosso Foxy dude running in behind him. That's a close time to Jack. That's a 39.4. I don't know, Fro. I think you've got yourself into a bit of a shit show, excuse my French, but yeah, that's what I think you got yourself into. Skeven with a 40.4, there's a second off the top two currently. Who's the next driver to complete a lap? It's Will Murdoch, I think. He's going to come up to the line, it's nowhere near. Oh, we got a spinner, it's Praga. Lewis Marshall off at Spoon Curve where Sebastian Vettel, of course, spinned it last year. And a lot of drivers across all the leagues this weekend have been making a lot of mistakes through, especially that corner. And a lot of corners, it seems like these setups are quite, you know, they tend to give a little bit, the rear end a little bit of freedom. Warmer goes Paul, Tom, 38.9. We also got Leroy, Skeven, CC Brain, AMS all setting laps. That's a Ferrari off again. That was Leroy. Got onto the grass as he approached Greeny. Of course, by myself, you gotta literally say every piece of commentary, so there's no breaks for a single commentator. That's why I like having someone alongside me. Sometimes you just run out of things to say and it gets boring. But there we go. Guess not many people are really attracted to the F2 division this season. Ollie Flavel as Nick goes second there. Well, oh, hang on, that's a bit of a kick in the rear. I was going to say Ollie Flavel, Frome, Ghosts, and Murdoch haven't set times yet. Flavel I just spotted in the gravel as the Mercedes came by, and I put it and I didn't know it. Well, Murdoch up to the line, must be a competitive lap this time. It is, and it is a pole position lap time. 1:38.666. The devil's number. That's devilish lap time from Will Murdoch compared to the rest of the field. 3 tenths up on his counterparts. And Frome has decided to eat his tea during the qualifying session here. So we may not see him. That's brilliant timing. Got 7 people watching now. Yellow flags in sector 3. As we are on board Will Murdoch, he's probably going to come into pits. He's got a Haas up ahead. Who's that of? That's of AMS, who has slightly overcooked that at the hairpin. I think if he was on a lap, then it's definitely ruined. Got Ghosts, who's just started a lap in the Renault. We'll come back to him, find someone else. Skeven, I think, has abandoned his lap. We got yellow flags, and that's a car off at Spoon, and it's AMS. We saw him lock up at the hairpin just a few moments ago. He spun it now at Spoon Curve. And we also got Leroy getting out the way of Oogie. Leroy only down in 10th so far. The F4 champion was crowned champion last week after a dominant performance. Brilliant performance from the 11-year-old. It's hard to believe this driver is 3 years younger than me, and yet he's already in F2. It's mental. That's Ushin. Currently in 9th in the Renault. It's an impressive performance so far from the Irish driver. He dives into the pit, so we got yellow flags again. That was no one. Okay. Ollie Flavel, is he going to set a time? I think he's getting them all invalid, or bottling them at the minute. I don't know what's really going on with Ghosts. Yes, anyway, it's going to come back to him. Ollie's behind him, so yeah, we could always come back to Ollie. Ghosts with the last corner. Blue and yellow helmet combination is quite nice. Reminds me of the old Renault of 2000, well, the mid 2000s, and he goes 11th. Does Ghost and Flavel. Ollie Flavel goes 9th. Makes us so Frome is the only driver not to set a lap time. We know who he is. Who's out on the track? We got Jack out on the track. He's on a lap. We're going to go on board with him, I feel. Oh, yellows. They cleared More yellows. I think it's better to cycle through when you got yellows, isn't it? I'm just learning how to use the spectator menu for this kind of stuff. I've never really used it before. Anyway, back with Jack. Currently in P6. I'm betting you would like to improve. Of course, we don't know the race weather. I don't want to know. So, don't spoil it for me, please. Of course, it was dry to wet conditions in F3 yesterday. We got TTG Jack over here. 6 times up in this time. That will currently put him in 2nd position by a 10th. But will it be good enough for pole? Can he get the last chicane right? He's got the downforce, has he? No, not really. They're coming on the exit, but the bump kind of offset him. But he goes 2nd. Exactly like I said he would. 38.8. And we've got more yellows. Continuous yellows. Everywhere. I don't know. Yeah, that's slow cars. 7 minutes still to go in the qualifying session. So, as to get more yellows, who's that for? Oh, that's a crash at 130R. It's Foxy Dude. He's actually managed to somehow not get any damage. He needs to be careful of cars coming around there. There's a lot of them coming through there at the moment. Watch out, that Mercedes Wommer. If he was on a lap, he would have to back off there. The racing point is going slow. And he's reversing. Don't get yourself disqualified. He's going to get disqualified. He hasn't. Somehow. He's going to keep on reversing. No, don't do that. You're going to get disqualified. Actually, in doesn't, so fair play. Right, who's coming to the end of the lap? Oh, Leroy spun it up the S's, I believe that is. I can't really get a good angle on where that is when he is in Sector 1. And it is in the S's. It is the second part of the S's, I believe. The corner for Dunlop, yes it is. We saw Leroy actually go wide there earlier. And he's ruined those tyres. More yellow flags. Seen a lot more mistakes from these drivers now as the session goes on, as they're pushing more. And as the rain continues to stay as it is, as Leroy is making a meal of that corner there. More yellows. So I don't believe that this is Leroy's best track at all. I do believe, well, that's what I believe, because last season rather, he bottled a championship fight against Bran at this track. Tov has gone onto the grass on the run up to 130R. That's not good for his tyres. Who else is there out in the lap in a minute? It's more yellow flags, and that is for a slow Tom. AMS has just gone 4th, an impressive lap time there, 39.1. Didn't get anywhere near that in F3 yesterday. Usher McGill has retired as well, has Leroy. A bit suspicious there. They collide because they were out on track and they were running close to each other, I believe. They become the first drivers to retire from this session. So, who's going to end of the lap? Yeah, Will Murdoch's on a lap. We're going to keep with him. More yellows. They're appearing everywhere. They must be for slow cars. And Will Murdoch, and that could be invalid. He ran wide there a lot through 130R. He's actually aborted the lap. Tom now, Wommer. He's got a slow car up ahead. Swell up this way, so he's fine. Now, Warmer. What's his second sector time? How much is he up on? 4 attempts. That's enough for Paul at the minute. With 3 minutes left, oh, but he's run wide there. The crowd have gasped. There's a yellow flag in sector 1 for a slow car. Tom, oh, he's slow through there. Up to the line. And he does go pole. By less than a tenth. It's a good lap from Tom. I do need to read out these standings though, to get an idea of where everyone is, I feel. So, Will Murdoch versus Tom for the championship. We're getting a championship fight here, pretty much, and Jack is... he's third, but he is quite a fair way off these two. Of course, Will Murdoch actually won the race, which I commentated on this season, the German Grand Prix. Of course, I don't actually know the circumstances for the championship, so whatever happens, it happens, and I don't know what to say about it. And we got 2 cars coming very close to each other on the track here. It's Foxy Dude and Ollie Flavel. And is Flavel getting in his way here? No, he isn't. Foxy Dude's on that lap. Ignore me. Oh, Wammer's gone. Sector 3 is at 130. Who's closest to coming through there right now? Oh, I'm there. Let's ignore that for now. It's clear wherever it is, so we're not going to have a look at it. Yellow flags, got more of them. Oh! There's someone going someone wobbling there through 130. I'll check that. It was Prague. He's going to come up to the line and he goes 7th. You got 9 people watching now. We have 9 seconds left on the clock. Currently have Tom on pole, but what can Will Murdoch do? He's just beat the timer to set a lap. Now got 11 people watching and they're racking up the viewers, and we got a spinner. It's Jack. And there's cars coming through there. He needs to be careful. Toro Rosso. And a bit of debris was actually collected. He doesn't want to stay there for too long though. Oh, never mind. Now will the AI car get in the way of someone? This is going to be risky. There's a lot of cars coming through there. Will Murdoch was one of those cars. And Jack, because of that, is going to have to start from the back. That's actually pretty BS. Oh, McLaren nearly swept through him there. And we have got some comments coming in. Why have Froman Leroy in F2? They're appearing as guests because of the turnout of F2 this season. Oh, we got a crash! That's a big crash for Greeny, and it's ruined Will Murdoch's lap, which means that Tom has pretty much sealed pole because Stevens only gone and set a 38.7. Tom pretty much is on pole as AMS has crashed as well. they're making guest appearances, Roscoe, because the turnouts have been so poor. They decided to get some people in this season, at the end of the season, for some guest appearances, and we got a lot of people crashing down at the line. Oh, oh, you love to see it between the AI. So, Tom Wummer is on pole with Will Murdoch second, Skeven third, AMS fourth, a good performance from the guest driver there, LR Nick fifth, Foxy Dude sixth, Prague seventh, CC Brain eighth, Greeny ninth, Flavel 10th, Frome 11th, Oogie Azim 12th, Usher McGirl in 13th, Leroy 14th, Ghost 15th, and Jack, who should have been around about 4th or 5th, will start from the back of the disqualification when he was letting people go through when he spun. So, it's a overcast race. Doesn't throw any rain out of the equation. All 16 cars, well, 17 now, because Lordy joined during qualifying, which means that he'll be starting in 17th. So we have got 17 cars, which is actually, I think, a F2 record for the season. If I'm wrong, someone correct me on that. As the countdown clock is going down here. We're now up to 15 viewers in this stream. Mental numbers. You don't get those numbers in F3, let me tell you. We average about 5 or 6 each race. It's not good down in there. You can see why they're merging these two divisions together, don't you? It's looking very dark, and let's see what the drivers have opted for in terms of tyres. Everyone on mediums except for the 2 Mercedes and Foxy Dude. Does that give a signal that there's going to be rain halfway through the race, or is everyone just going long, trying to outwit each other? And it seems like to me that that's not going to work, clearly, because literally everyone, 14 drivers have opted for mediums, while the other 3 have gone for softs. And it was near contact there between Skeven and Will Murdoch, and Skeven's got, yeah, there was contact actually, because Skeven's stuck on the grid. That's his start completely ruined. Lordy has been placed in the Williams. He is the only Williams out on the track. Of course, Williams actually had a lineup of Jay Frotcher and Jay Fletcher early on in the season. One left, one went down to F3, then got kicked. For some comments, which I won't go into detail about. We got a guy called Benzo Swanzo in the chat. I have a feeling he might know you, but can't recognise it because of the YouTube account name. Leroy 1.6 seconds off the pace. He might be F3 pace, but that is true. But Leroy, he's 11. He has a lot of potential. He's got a massive future in league racing, not just in PSGL, but maybe in other leagues too, because I know PSGL is not the only league he races in. Expect to see him in F1 around about season 26, in my opinion, which is, I believe, will be on F1 2020. It's the first season, I believe, on F1 2020. Because he improved a lot through the F6 season last season. Lost out in the championship by the nearest of margins. And look at that there. Near enough going too wide was everyone down that back straight. And literally everyone is just bunching up. How is this supposed to help tyres? I don't know. And the McLaren's just belted it. He's gone, and he's actually gone into the gravel, and that it was Greeny LFC, and he has absolutely screwed his race start. Oh my goodness, how did you manage to screw up that bad? Not only has he screwed himself, but he's held up the whole grid, which will not help the leaders one bit, and he's still going for it. What is he doing? Decided to take the old pit entry that they used back in the 90s. What is this bloke doing? And the AI has finally taken over. He's done a Coulthard. The 1995 Italian Grand Prix where Coulthard spun on the formation lap. Although he was on pole position at the time. He has absolutely screwed everyone, hasn't he? He screwed the leaders because they got cold tires waiting for everyone to line up because everyone got held up by Greeny. Which is brilliant. And we got some top quality camera angles here. We're gonna have to go aboard Will Murdoch because Tom's camera angle literally shows no cars. Got the lights on here, 2 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and there's a jump start already. How'd you manage to screw up that? He's gone. And there's another jump start as well with lights out. Away we go. Foxy Dude and Tom will take the lead. I don't really know what that was. A comedy start. That was a comedy start. F2 summed up in a nutshell. And there's a guy on the grass. That was Oogie. Tom and Foxy Dude got overexcited. Tom especially. It was a good 2 or 3 seconds before the lights went out and he was gone, and he's waiting up for the pack to give that advantage back. That was... If Vettel's jump start was... well, supposed to jump start funny, then... yeah, just look at that. Tom has screwed himself here. Eventually it'll be Will Murdoch, Skeven, possibly, in the order. And we got a 3-way battle here between the two, well, a 4-way battle. Leroy, the 2 runners of Ghost and Usher McGill, and TTG Jack. This is 4P12. I've raced some of these guys. Leroy down the inside of Ushin. It's a good move from Leroy. Now they're all setting their eyes on Throne. If we look at position changes here, surprised to not gain a position. I thought he didn't qualify. Okay. Ghost's up 3 positions. He is the biggest gainer. Oh, never mind. And I say that, and I jinxed it like last night. When I said Forbes was actually and Jack has retired. Okay. I said last night a certain person was the biggest gainer of all of them, and they crashed, so they caused a big pile up, and the same thing has happened here. Foxy D is coming to serve his drive-through penalty. He'll drop to the back. Woman has continued. He'll probably pit at the end of that, but he has to if he doesn't get disqualified. Quick sip of my drink. Even in that spin, it's pretty clean. All that contact with the chicane. Ushin has been the biggest loser who hasn't been spun around and been given a drive-through penalty. Sorry, Oogie. And so the top 2 both jump started. Don't think I've ever seen that before. I certainly haven't. Now Tom, he actually held himself up to let the pack catch back up to him again, but already he's brought out a 2.3 second gap. Despite that. Now, we got a bit of Mercedes dominance coming on here, haven't we? They're both running 1-2. Tom is the Lewis Hamilton of them all, and then you got Nick over here who's been the Bottas and holding everyone up. So, on we go. Tom is he's not come in yet. I think he's just trying to develop a big enough gap. So when he does eventually serve his drive-through penalty, that he will be down in that mid-park rather than the back. At this moment, I do predict he'll come out around where Oogie is. Because after Nick, there is not much to really separate these guys. Yep, he has to pit this lap, otherwise it is DQ, like Alamonda has just expressed in the chat. I'll watch if he does that. If he doesn't pit, then that's a bit of a bonehead move, because clearly jumped to start and he knows that. And we have a three-way battle here for 5th position. AMS, Prague and Greeny. Greeny's recovered rather well after a spin on the formation lap at 130 after he tried to overtake the whole field for whatever reason. He has actually dropped off from him a bit here. So it's pretty much a battle between Prague and AMS. And Tom, in fact, does pit the service drive-through. So Nick will take the lead. Romeo Dot follows behind in second. He's kind of dropping off him a bit. But Skeven in third. 4th AMS, Prague 5th, Greeny 6th, Ollie 7th, CC Brain 8th, Frome 9th, and Leroy in 10th. And Foxy Dude is out, and is yellow flag in sector 3. I think he has steered it into a wall. Either that, he's retired and his AI is taking over. And the yellow flag is still out in sector 3. Skeven has picked up a penalty, the man in 3rd position. Ghost has also picked up a penalty. There's not really any overtaking really going on at this moment, so I'm not really speaking as much, but here we have a bit of a battle. Get some more comments in the chat. What's going on here? You got Thomas J. An F2 race, that's what's going on here, including guest drivers. Got Leroy is eyeing up a move on Frome. I do believe that these two drivers have the biggest age gap in PSGL. Oh no! They both broke themselves, and Leroy's come off worse. Frome somehow managed to actually keep it in there and actually managed to gain the position, I believe, in all that. Got CC Brain now looking to make a move. Frome to the outside was that. He's got it done like Kimi Räikkönen. Around the outside goes Frome. Into 8th position. That old head. The wise old head. Coming into effect yet again. In a positive way. Greeny LFC still lying down Praga. He's lost a lot of time through Dunlop. Ollie Flavel is now on the back of Greeny. Yeah, there's a lot of guest drivers. There's Ghosts is retired. AMS is guesting for this race. The guests stay. Frome is, Lordy is, Ushin is, Oogie and Leroy are all guest stars with this race, I guess you could say. Oh, Praga's gone. Praga, what's happened? What's happened? Oh, he's been into a wall down at the curly bit down here. He's out of the race. We have 4 retirements in the first 5 laps here in F2. Oh dear. Pole time was a 38.6, but bear in mind it was a wet qualifying session. Oh, CC Brain nearly runs into the back of Frome. Meanwhile behind we got Ushin, Lordy and Oogie. All battling it out. It's going to be a lot of DRS for a lot of these drivers. CC Brain now being challenged by Lordy. Or he couldn't really make a move. Frome has made a mess of that corner a bit. That's allowed CC Brain to get further in, make further inroads. And so that has meant that CC could possibly make the move back up into 7th position. Yeah, she had a little bit of a nose into the first deck now. Understandably back now. I don't know why you'd go for a move there. But if anything could happen to these two, we know who's there to pick up the pieces. Lordy, Ushin, Oogie Seaman, maybe even Leroy. In fact, Ushin could get the move done on Lordy into Spoon. Doesn't want to make the move just yet. Maybe he's saving it for some kind of heroic, but he needs to be careful. Oh, yeah, I was about to say he needs to be careful, he needs to be quick with it. Nearly ran into the side of Lordy, but he's going to get one hell of a run. There's no DRS down its back straight. Going to go on board here, and he hasn't got the run, and he wasn't running in any sort of DRS really. Ugi's not far behind, he's making some inroads. So now, down the front straight. As lap 7 has been started by these drivers in the midfield. Ushin is too far back to make a move down into turn 1. In fact, Lordy's actually closer to CC Brown than Ushin is to Lordy, so I think for now that is pretty much done. As Leroy is actually close to being last year, as Tom has managed to pick up the back of him here. Lost a lot of time through there. Oh, we're gonna move down. Oh no, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Lordy and Ugi's team, two experienced drivers in the PSGL grid coming together. Leroy made him look at that there into the second deck. Now Leroy is he gonna go for the Kamiri Kobe? Actually moved down into the hairpin. He is gonna try it. He's dived it down the inside of Ugi's team, and that's a fantastic move by Leroy. Now Tom is being forced to the outside by Ugi. It's battle for the wooden spoon. Ugi had a look at it again through spoon. That's messed up his run, and Tom is down the inside, and he's picked up the position Ugi's eaten now, runs in last. Now can Tom get the run on Leroy? He's too far back, he won't make the move down here. Ushed still running conservative on Lordy. Of course, he's not really in a battle for championship position tonight with these drivers down here, really are, except for Tom. He needs to gain as many positions as he can. He'll hope that none of these guest drivers get in his way. Of course, I think that as it stands, Will Murdoch will actually be retaking, well, furthering out his lead in the championship. And in fact, if I actually go and look at the standings right now, so if Will Murdoch gets another 12 points, that's 94 points, and Tom is not currently scoring any at all, at this minute, Will Murdoch is actually winning the championship. Maybe a guy we can maybe see in F1 next season. Although this F2 grid has been kind of like the F2 grid see in real life. It's not really in their best in terms of raw pace compared to the guys you've probably seen in recent seasons. Oh, what's going on there? That's Ushin in the wall, is it? Oh, he's been forced out to the grass by Tom, and I don't know what that move was. It looked like for a moment they were running free wide there, like it was some kind of F6 move that we saw Saturday, where you had the Renault and Harry, Tijmercy, and I think it was Nexus Iceman going free wide into the hairpin down there. See how that worked out? Leroy's off the track as he's now the one that's chasing Lordy. Oh no, he isn't. He spun it into the ground. He's in the wall. Rear end first, and of course there's no rear wing damage in the game, so that will mean that he hasn't got any damage. But he's still decided to call it a day, and that's what I call a quitter. I know I was a quitter, but still. Yeah, to be fair to him, actually, he did have end plate damage. Continuing on. Ollie Flavel and Greeny now. Ollie's going to dive it down the inside. Oh, there was contact, and Ollie's put in Harston. That's a really nice save, actually, from the Red Bull driver. There's also action up behind Lordy and Tom. Tom is through into 9th. As it still stands, I do believe that Will Murdoch will be winning the championship. If he's on 94 points and Tom's currently on 75, that'll mean there's an 18-point gap. I think Tom needs to finish at least 7th, if my math serves me correct. Leroy's a fraud, can't race bigger names. We'll see his pace against these guys maybe in seasons to come. At least I hope. NSF4 is kind of a fluke and it's not really a quick division. Oh, that's why for Mugi and Ushin. Ushin, of course, got in a bit of a pickle earlier on, let's say. As you get 18 people watching in the stream. It's not bad for an F2 race. Ushin, Brome's picked up a penalty. Ushin now, when he try and make a move on Ugi, he's been conservative with his moves, fair play to him. Although that's a penalty for warnings. Oh, and he's done Juan Pablo Montoya. 'Montoya. 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 Try not to hit the wall when you're rejoining. Got no cars coming around here, and we are going to look at the pack for maybe some further battles while that's going on, as a bottle from Ocean McGill has just occurred. Got Bran in the chat. Hello there. Frome, fair play to him. Actually was originally an F3 at the start of the season, but got moved down because I believe his pace, he thought his pace wasn't good enough. Which I don't really believe, but so far in this F2 race, it's going rather well for Frome. He's currently induced in a battle, which pretty much is for P5. And Green has picked up a penalty. I think he got a car off somewhere. I think Skeven. I think it was Skeven because it looks like he made a mistake. Greeny to the outside. He's done it before 130R. Now CC Brain as well in this battle. I don't know what happened to Skeven there, but something must have happened. It was the yellow flag, and all of a sudden I see him going slowly down the straight, so it must have been him. Yellow, sorry, DRS deployed here for Steven down the front straight. Too far back to make a move into turn 1. And Tom, who started his race on a set of softs, pits for the first time after a shy through penalty. Goes on to a set of mediums, which means that his teammate is the only driver left in the field that's currently on softs, because the one that started his race on softs, which was Foxy Doo, retired on lap number 3. In 11 laps, we have endured 5 retirements. This is some F6 stuff going on right here today. And I know what I'm talking about when I say that, because F6 experience over here, I've had about 4 seasons in there now. As much as I'd like to get out of there. Oh, we got a move there into the hairpin between Lordy and Oogie. It's too far back to make the move. The door was shut anyway. We got some helicopter cams, which is quite nice. Let's watch Frome go into the forest in the back straight. Pretty much is a forest through there. See what they mean? See that when they say that they want these cars to follow each other closely, they mean it, and it's coming to fruition here, this package, at least in this race, because everyone is following each other, remaining, the gaps are remaining quite consistent. As I say that, Frome's now closing that gap to Ollie, so now it's 4 tenths. And Skeven, don't ride the curves, I'll lose the time. And it'll probably end up spinning you out if you're not careful. Mad to think it's only lap 12 of this race. It feels like a lot of stuff has actually gone down. Now, I thought this was going to be a boring race and have to revert to watching NASCAR during the stream, but no, this has actually been quite good for an F2 race. A 5-way battle for 4th, pretty much. Although it's kind of developed into a 3-way battle for 6th now. For some of these drivers, it's quickie bum time, because pit stops are not far away. You want the best track position when it comes to pit stops. That's some nice shots, and Nick, the race leader, has finally pitted. He's gone on to set mediums, and that's going to take him to the end of the race. Hang on, sell up in the pits here, is he? Or is that? No, that's the game. Never mind. Excuse me. Oh, we got a move here that Kimi Räikkönen stuff down round the outside. And he has got it. That's a fantastic move. And we got Ugiasim spun out at the chicane, and Lordy has spun into the pits. It's a shame for Ugi, as Lordy's stuck on a set of softs. I don't really know what made him think that. Oh! That was quite a big speed difference between Tom and Ushin. Tom's through. While we wasn't looking, Scheme's actually retaking that third place off Greeny. I always like when I miss stuff. Fantastic. I'm gonna go aboard with CC Brain now. He's closer than ever to Frome within recent laps. Actually, look at this here. Look how close they are, actually, Greeny and Scheme. As we got to, I think it's New Zealand Cam coming into the chat. Hello there. I think all these big names in this F2 race for once is actually what made people come to this division to actually watch this division before F1 is actually on. As AMS is the first in the medium runners to pits and nearly speeds in the pit lane. Have a look at this, 5 cars all in one shot as they came through turn 1. Well, if the cameras didn't change, then it would be the case. AMS comes out, he's going to be battling his current teammate, not really teammates, because, yeah, they can get guest appearances. It's not really teammates. AMS comes out ahead of Boogie Avoy. Who do you think will win? Will Murdoch. And if he wins, I think that does wrap up the championship. I will do my math at the end of the race. If he finishes in the podium spots, I will do my math. And I will check if he has won it. Frome now. Ollie Flavel. There's no gap to really push it. He wasn't really gaining on him on the straight anyway. But if there's one place he's going to make this move now, it's turn 1. CC's not too far behind as well. Greeny's pitted from 4th. Frome is not wasting his CRS on a risky move, it seems. Don't blame him. As there's 12 laps to go in the Japanese Grand Prix. Greeny and AMS. AMS has jumped Greeny. He was ahead of him anyway. Lord, he set the fastest lap of the race, despite being in last. And that's why for CC Brain, in fact, it is a penalty. Now, who's gonna make the move, or will it come down to pit strategy? As Tom has picked up a penalty, that's crucial to whether the championship will be won today or will be going down to Abu Dhabi. That is crucial. Now, Frome is not wasting his ERS. He wants to stick it out, I think. Oh, Ollie! Ollie, that's... Now Frome has got attack, I think. Oh no, he's going to the pits. He's going to play it tactically. He's going to go to the pits and try and undercut Ollie. I don't blame him because the gaps make that very possible and CC's followed him in. Nick has set the fastest lap on a set of mediums. And Will Murdoch is only 14 seconds ahead of him. He's in pit stop range. Nick could win this race. Lloyd Unison having an on-track battle. Now I think Will Murdoch will actually pick this lap. It's a Rebel 1-3 at the minute. They won't stay like that for too much longer. despite there only being one Mercedes currently in the running to win this race, I do think that that one Mercedes will actually win that race. No, I've changed my mind. I don't think that Will Murdoch is going to win this race. I do think that it's going to be Nick, because he's really brought that gap down. So, you know, it's remaining 14 seconds, but still, he's in pit stop range. And an update from Talladega, there's just been a crash. Oh, and Jimmy Johnson's on fire, that's brilliant. So, Stephen, like I said, will pit. Will Murdoch hasn't pitted yet. Gap now down to 13.9. Where's Frome actually in comparison to Ollie? Ollie is halfway down the pits. Frome's halfway down the pit straight. He hasn't jumped his teammate Stephen, but he has jumped Ollie. But CC Brain's looking to make a move. Oh my goodness, around the outside. That is brilliant. That is brilliant. There was a voice crack in there too, but that was absolutely fantastic from CC Brain. Raikkonen's move on PSGL, I know I mentioned that a lot, but that was completely replicated. Right there. Ironic how CC's actually in a McLaren as well. But that was simply fantastic. Ten laps to go. Will Murdoch currently 13 seconds ahead. I do think he'll pit. He'll pit this lap. He does pit this lap. Now, Nick is only coming through 130R. Will Murdoch is not going to lead this race. Nick, but what's the gap going to be? Will Murdoch's just come out of his pit stall, and Nick is just overtaking him about now. The gap's going to be around about 7 seconds, I would say. Yeah, 6-7 seconds. 8 seconds is the gap. 8.4. Just take a while for the timings to actually update. And Tom's pitting for a set of softs. He's going for fastest lap. Now I think what's happening here, this is going to be like the Formula E Championship finale back a few seasons back in London, where Di Grassi and Buemi crashed into each other, and Di Grassi was out, but Buemi could win the championship if he scored the fastest lap. I think that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to keep himself in contention by scoring that fastest lap, so you keep it going to Abu Dhabi. An F1 stream will probably be starting right now, which means our viewership is going to drop. But that doesn't matter. No matter the viewership we actually got for an F2 race for once. I'm also hoping as well this stream doesn't get blocked or taken down by FOM like my free stream was last night, unfortunately. But it is what it is. If it does get taken down, then unfortunately we have lost this race in terms of footage, unless we've got some POVs. Stephen has just set his quickest lap. A lot of drivers will be doing that. They've all just pitted for a set of softs, and Nick's the only driver who is currently out there on mediums. There could be a dogfight here, but I still think that Nick's going to come out on top. It's going to be a dogfight for the window, as long as Will Murdoch's softs don't go entirely off the cliff by the end. Of course, he doesn't really need to push. Where Wommer Tom is now, Will Murdoch will still be winning this championship. As Tom was on 73, and at this stage he'll be on 94 with Will Murdoch, which means that he will have a 23-point gap going into Abu Dhabi. Of course, the most amount of points you can get in the PSGL race is 16, so that will mean that Will Murdoch would have won the championship by 7 points. And is that Leon Bentley in the chat trying to steal some viewers? That's okay, go ahead. Just to think, an F2 race stream has actually peaked at 18 viewers. It shows them a good race to actually come and watch this, I should imagine. With the championship fight as well. But Tom really did bottle it with that jump start. He hasn't recovered. Will Murdoch has set the fastest lap, which means he'll get the extra point. Which means the gap now extends to 24 points between him and Tom. And his yellow flags. Lordy is out. Okay, so... I think something's happened between him and Oogie. Because... Oh, no. What's going on here? Why is Oogie going slow? Oh, it's a safety car! Oh! And that's changed everything. Okay. Safety car, guys. Safety car. It's out, actually. Seriously. We've actually got a safety car in an F1 race. How about that? This race has just heated up, if it wasn't heated already, and some drivers have actually come in and fitted on another fresh set of softs, which will reach the end. But it's interesting what's going to happen here now. Will Nick and Murdoch go all out for this win? Of course, Nick is currently teammates with the guy that is currently losing this championship. He's currently 8th though. Will Murdoch is currently scoring 13 points with that fastest lap point, wherever they'll stay. Nick should pit for new softs. I don't think he should really risk it, even though the gaps are as they are. He'll probably come out right now in like 7th, and that's not going to help him. There is a good chance, with the nature of this track, where the overtake is not really the easiest to pull off, that Nick, if he does pit, then he won't gain those positions back. He probably won't even finish on the podium if he pitted. So if I was Nick, I'd stick it out. And if Nick is Nick, then yeah, he's going to stick it out. But like I've said, the Suzuka track is not really meant for its overtaking. The only place you can really overtake on this track is turn 1 if you're lucky, the hairpin, spoon, maybe 130R and the chicane. In between there's a lot of corners not really meant for overtaking, such as the S section, the Degners. And it's not really an overtakey kind of circuit like Belgium or Monza. There is the safety car, a rare view of that safety car in an F1 game. Lordy has come to the chat saying just ran me into the wall. Who's he talking about? So I didn't see what happened. If he's talking about Tom, then that's really controversial, to say the least. Oh, it was Ollie. Okay, it was Ollie. So Tom was... Oh wait, yeah. I don't think it was Tom. He was well behind the incident. I remember watching him. And Oogie. Okay, it was Ollie. Now, how long will this safety car be out for? Will they make it so there's probably only, like, let's say 3 or 4 laps left to go? And I think what Nick was trying to do there was try and get Will Murdoch to pit by dummying him. It's kind of an awful dummy though. It didn't even look like he was going to go into the pits. Lap 22. Everyone's going to be bunched up here. The likes of CC Brain and Frome, they've all pitted for extra set of softs, which will carry them to the end. They'll be significantly quicker than the likes of AMS, Greeny and Skeven. But this is a but. It's quite a stretched out but. What if AMS can get Will Murdoch off the start? Will he be eager to, or will he just be happy with the podium in a race which he's making a guest appearance? Now this means as well, for drivers like Leroy or Ghosts or whatever, why did they retire? Even though stuff like this is happening. That's why I call Leroy a quitter. Because you never know, this stuff can happen. I made a mistake Saturday of quitting, even though there was no safety car. I know this safety car doesn't come out often, but you never know. That's why you should always stay in the race, never mind how far back you are. Stuff like this can happen, you could be right back in there again. We're down to 11 runners from the original 17 that started. And I will be going on board with Nick here to watch those safety car lights to see if they go out. And will they be getting restarted? With 6 laps to go. Tom has got a penalty. He's collided with CC Brain. That's a bottle in terms of the championship, because that 5-second penalty will probably put him down to last at this rate. It depends on how much time he can make up though on this restart. The safety car's staying out for another lap. Oh no, it isn't. It's coming in this lap. Okay, that was rather delayed. Nick hasn't really got much time to really hold up the pack here now. Here we go. I'm going to take off all the graphics. I'm going to take off everything. We are restarted, and Nick has caught Will Murdoch out. He's nearly pulled out a second already. He tries to break the slipstream. We've got Skeeven and Greeny going side by side in the background. It's crazy. Everyone's stuck to the inside to try and get a bit of slipstream. Wommer to the outside. Of course, he's got that penalty. And nearly grabs into the back there. CC Brain. CC Brain gets a wobble. And AMS is not taking Will Murdoch off the start. Nick, who did originally gain a second on Will Murdoch, the safety car restart, 3 tenths of that are gone in the first sector. Warm mediums compared to, well, I'd say getting towards warm softs now. With 4 laps to, well, 4 or 5 laps to go. This is going to be a race to remember in terms of PSGL F2 circumstances. Four attempts now is the gap. Who knows, if penalties could say something, maybe someone like AMS on his guest start could win the race. Maybe someone like Skeeven, Greeny, or maybe even CC Brain if they could keep within the gap. Because Nick is going to be holding them up here. He's done everything he needed to do and could. And maybe more. Of course, he's still got to defend his position. The side by side coming through the chicane in the background. That's Tom. They're all congesting up through there. There's 5 cars pretty much going in there at once. Now Frome is going to get the run on Tom. Will he try and help Will Murdoch here by getting a move? He's going to duck to the outside. He's going to cut back in again. Move isn't made. Tom currently 7th. And that's a voice crack. But with the 5 seconds, he will still be finishing last out of the runners in this race. And that will mean that Will Murdoch will be winning the championship. Now, will he be able to win the race with that? It's getting really close up in here. I've only ever had 1 safety car in my commentary career, and it made for a fantastic finish at Monza back last season in F5. We don't know who really won the race. There's near enough 3 wide going through there. This is for sure helping Tom. But Frome is not letting him go at all. It's been a pretty solid drive from Frome and the likes of AMS and so. Ollie Flavel's up into 10th as he goes around the outside of Ushin. Then cutting into the inside. Oh, he's lost his rear end and he's gone wide in it. For really good measure. He's gone into the gravel, picked up a penalty and nearly into the wall on the upside. In fact, in the wall. Tom at least is finishing 10th in this race now. 3-second penalty for Skeeven. The gap has come back out again though. The gap has come back out. It's now 6 tenths, but now we have DRS. The McLarens are going side by side. CC Brain and Greeny. That's Skeeven making a move on AMS in the final podium spot. They, in the end, no moves are actually made, I don't think. Sorry, CC Brain made a move on Greeny. As I look at my stream. Frome is not letting Tom win this title easily, is he? I don't think he will. But back to the battle for the lead. It's now 4 tenths. 1.1 seconds back to the likes of AMS. I haven't seen him picked up a penalty yet. 1.1 seconds back from 4 tenths. That's 1.5 seconds about. 1.574 about that, I'd say. And if AMS hasn't got penalties, and these two have, then AMS will win on his guest start. What a story that'll be. Especially when he's in the lower division as well. Gap now up to 5 tenths. It seems like Will Murdoch's tires are not doing it for him. Not really working for him. But at this moment, math serves me correctly, I don't think he's as fast as that. But if he does, in 13, we'll put him on 95. 72, I believe Tom was on at the start. He's currently getting 4 points. That could go down to 3, and with penalties as well, could be even less. Tom goes wide at 130R. He defends his position in doing so. And around the outside tries Ugi Azim. This is going to be a massive battle. This is Tom's championship battle. It's in his hands right now. And he could throw it away by any late blocking move or whatever. From to the outside. From. Oh, there's wheel banging. There's contact, and Frome's been forced out wide. Now Ugi Azim is going to narrow his way through there. Ugi's now run wide. So has Tom, actually. So no, not really much time was lost there. I'm struggling for words. There's yellow flags. It's Skeeven. He's off at Dunlop. He needs to be careful when he's rejoining the track as they're coming round there now. Look at that. Oh, my word. How did nobody go off the track there? Ocean's looking right down at the first Dana. He's forced thrown off the track. And that's all his hard work done. Undone, and he's rage quit and nearly takes out his effective teammate in the process. That was disgraceful from Mr. Usher McGill, but he's not done there. Oh, hell is he not? It could have been a horrendous crash indeed. Will Murdoch is not doing enough. Because as it stands, Tom has currently got 5 points. I'll put him on 77. Will Murdoch is going to be on 95. In fact, he is doing enough by 2 points. And if he gets fast enough, then by 3 points. So ignore me. Oh no! Oh! Ugi Azim has hit him twice. He's hit him twice. But that's allowed him to get away because he's got wing damage on both sides of his wing plate. End plate, CC Brain has taken the 3rd position spot. Maybe CC Brain could win this race if his penalties to be given out. Usher now up into 7th. Clearly Usher. Yellow flag, sector 1. Who is it round? It's Greeny. Oh, and that's his drive done. Oh, he needs to be careful. He needs to take out Usher. And Ugi Azim is coming round there. Everyone's bottling it. In his last 3 laps, Womma's now up to 5th position, which will give him 78 points. And so far, Will Murdoch will be doing it by 1 point if he was to win it. Maybe penalties could say something. Will penalties win Will Murdoch the title? Here in Suzuka, there's only a handful of corners left. There is only a handful left. Spoon has been manoeuvred from the last time as it brightens up right at the end. The heavens are shining through for Will Murdoch. At this moment, I believe he is winning it, because remember as well, Tom has got a 5-second penalty, which will drop him down to 9th. So I think Will Murdoch has got this sealed. By far the best F2 race this season, in my opinion. Nick comes across the line, he'll win. Will Murdoch can't win it on penalties. CC Brain sets the fastest lap at the end. AMS retakes the podium position. Nick wins. But where's Tom going to place? Oh no, Greeny's gone off the track. Greeny's gone off the track and he nearly takes out the Rebel in the process. Tom takes 6th, 7th. Oh my god, that's a big crash. Oh, and he's on his side. At the line, Skeeven. Oh my goodness. But with that, Tom finishes 7th. Will Murdoch finishes 2nd, which will give Will Murdoch 94 points because the fastest lap was taken by CC Brain there right at the end. They'll put Will Murdoch on 94 points. Tom gets 4 points. which means that, yes, Will Murdoch is in fact PSGL Season 23 Formula 2 champion. Congratulations to the Red Bull driver. He'll be celebrating long into the Monday night with that. Congratulations to him, and I won't be doing any podium interviews because, silly on me, I never get any questions ready, so it's pretty much pointless doing it. So, yeah, also I'm going to let you all enjoy F1 as well. So Will Murdoch gets the title wrapped up a race early here in Formula 2. That's it from the Jamie2905. If you want to tune in for the last F2 race next week, same time, 7 o'clock on the Monday night, where Owen Wyatt will probably be back, then tune in. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you all whenever.